Namaste children, I am Smita, your English teacher from Mangala Vidya Mandira. Class 9 standard, subject English. Now coming back to the lesson, the enchanted pool, we all know that Pandavas except Yudhishthira do not listen to the words of Yaksha and therefore they all fall dead. Now Yudhishthira answers the questions posed by Yaksha one by one. Now coming to the next question of Yaksha. What is the greatest wonder in the world? Yaksha asks. Wonder is something which is remarkable. Every day men see creatures depart to Yama's abode, and yet those who remain seek to live forever. This verily is the greatest wonder, says Yudhishthira. So what is the answer of Yudhishthira to Yaksha's question? He says that every day living beings, whether it is human beings or animals, they go to Yama's abode. Abode means home, that means they die. And yet those who remain seek to live forever. They attempt to live forever and they strive towards a goal. This truly is the greatest wonder. Thus the Yaksha posed many questions and Yudhishthira answered them all. In the end, the Yaksha asked, O king, one of your dead brothers can now be revived. Whom do you want revived? He shall come back to life. So, revived means brought back to life. So, Yaksha says, one of your brothers you can choose and that brotherhood would be brought back to life. So, Yaksha asks, whom would you choose? So, Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied, May the cloud-complexioned, lotus-eyed, broad-chested and long-armed Nakula lying like a fallen ebony tree arise. So he chooses Nakula and he even describes his physical features like cloud complexion. We say cloud complexion to somebody who is fair or white in color, isn't it? So ebony tree is a tree which is thick, dense and very expensive. So Yudhishthira says, let Nakula come back to life. The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira. Yaksha was pleased with the answer of Yudhishthira. That means he was expecting the same answer. Why did you choose Nakula in preference to Bhima, who has the strength of 16,000 elephants? I have heard that Bhima is most dear to you. And why not Arjuna, whose prowess in arms is your protection? Tell me why you choose Nakula rather than either of these two. Okay. So prowess means a great skill in doing something. So Yaksha asks, why did you choose Nakula instead of Bhima and Arjuna, who are stronger and were more skilled than any one? Yudhishthira replied, O Yaksha, Kunti and Madri were the two wives of my father. I, a son of Kunti, am surviving, and so she is not completely bereaved. So to be fair, I ask that Madri's son Nakula be revived. The Yaksha was pleased with Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. Now what is the answer given by Yudhishthira? So he gives the reason. He says that my father has two wives, Kunti and Madri. So his father is Pandu, isn't it? The king of Hastinapur. I am Kunti's son. I am alive. Let Madri's son Nakula be alive. So that both the mothers are not completely bereaved. Bereaved means deprived of close relative because of the death. So let the mothers have at least one child of theirs alive. Okay. So listening to Yudhishthira, Yaksha was very much pleased and he was happy to see that Yudhishthira was not partial, but he gave impartial judgment, and therefore Yaksha grants a boon that all his brothers would come back to life. Okay. So it was Yama, the lord of death, who had taken the form of the deer and the Yaksha so that he might see his son Yudhishthira and test him. He embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. Okay. So now it was Yama who had actually changed himself to the form of Yaksha so that he would test his son Yudhishthira. And I told you earlier that Yaksha is his divine father, isn't it? So he was very happy with him and he blesses him. So Yama said, only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. None of your enemies will be able to discover you. You will successfully fulfill your undertaking. And saying this, he disappeared. So finally he says that only few days are remaining to complete your stay in the forest. And the last year of exile. In the last year of exile, the Pandavas are not supposed to be recognized by anyone. And that also will pass. And during that period, no one will identify the Pandavas. Saying so, Yaksha disappears. So this is the end of the lesson, children. Okay, now Yudhishthira, he was very patient. He is known for his patience and he is known for his impartiality, isn't it? That is the reason why Yudhishthira is called as Dharma Raja. Okay, now coming to the next part. Let us learn the keywords. Enchant, accompany, redeem, quench, avenge, puzzled, decisively. Now coming to the word meanings. Redeem. Redeem is to compensate for the faults. Abandon is to give up. Decisively, convincingly. Rescue is to save from danger. Defiance is to open resistance or disobedience. Now some of these questions you have answered in your homework book. I expect you to answer the same question answers in your classwork also. Now coming to the next part, what is called as prefixes. You must have heard of this term prefix, isn't it? Now let us learn what prefix is. Now prefixes are the letters added to the beginning of the words to make a new word with a different meaning. For example, dis added before agree is disagree, extra added before ordinary is extraordinary, re added before right becomes rewrite, isn't it? Here also you have the examples. Un added before conscious is unconscious, in added before invisible is before visible is invisible, and im added before partiality is impartiality. So we can form the opposites by adding prefixes to words. Now replace the underlined words with appropriate words beginning with un, in, and or im. Now Bindu was not happy because she could not get good marks. So instead of the word not happy, you have to use another word. Okay, that is unhappy. So prefix un is added before happy, it becomes unhappy. It is not possible to sing like Bhimsen Joshi. So not possible becomes impossible. Anusha could not go to school because she was not well. Unwell. It is not wise to study overnight during exams. Unwise. The officer dismissed the clerk because he was not competent. Incompetent. So all these words also form the opposites. Man is mortal, but great work of art is not mortal. So immortal. All these prefixes which is added before the words also is a opposite word, isn't it? For example, opposite of competent is incompetent, opposite of mortal is immortal, opposite of well is unwell, etc. Now coming to verb infinitive. Now what are verb infinitives? Okay, so let us learn through the examples. Look at these examples. He began to feel terribly drowsy. Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Arjuna wanted to destroy the unseen foe. So in these examples, we have the basic forms of the verb with to. Okay, here we have the basic form of the verb with to. For example, to feel, to see, to destroy. So infinitive is base form of the verb which precedes to. So to plus verb is infinitive. Is that clear? Okay, so verb infinitives are used to show the purpose of an action. So it has the same meaning as in order to. Understood? To run, to catch, to build, etc. Okay, so let us see few more examples. So infinitive is a base form of the verb which precedes to. It is preceded by to. Base form of the verb you know. Feel, see, destroy, all these are the base form of the verb for which to is added. It is preceded by to. So to plus verb is infinitive. Example, to buy, to run, to go, etc. Now coming to the next part, replace the underlined clauses with an infinitive construction. We were pleased when we heard the news. We were pleased to hear the news. So these clauses are substituted by the infinitive construction. So to hear indicates the infinitive construction. Similarly, the doctor told him that he should rest for a few days. The doctor told him to rest for a few days. I hope that I shall build a new house soon. I hope to build a new house soon. The boy promised that he would not make the mistake once again. The boy promised not to make the mistakes again. Now complete these sentences using infinitives. Again you have the infinitives like to go, to swim, to read, to dance, to play, etc. Now coming to the next part, what is called as the contractions. Now look at these examples. You have 10 examples given here. Now let us learn what contractions are. Now contractions or the contracted form is used when our speech is not formal. So it shortens our speech by dropping one or more letters and uses an apostrophe to replace it. So take for example the first one. You should not talk so much. You shouldn't talk so much. The word should not is replaced by shouldn't, where O is omitted, isn't it? In that case, talking and writing becomes easier and short. So they are called as contractions. Okay, similarly, you can see all the other examples. They have written the text, they have written the text. Let us go home, let's go home. See the contractions, we see that the letters are omitted so that it becomes easier for us to speak as well as write. Okay, next. Coming to the next part, read the dialogue between Yudhishthira and Yaksha carefully and match the items in A with items in B. Okay, you have the items in A as well as in B. You have to match. After matching, frame appropriate sentence. You have to match and frame appropriate sentences. So, this is the answer we get after matching them. Mind is faster than the wind. Second, Mother Earth. Third, learning is a friend of a traveler. Fourth, God is a power behind the sun. Fifth, happiness is the result of good conduct. So, after matching the column A with B, we get these answers. Okay, next, coming to the next part. Change the positive sentences to negative form. In negative sentences, we have used did not and present form of the verb. Okay, now let us see this examples. Arjuna cared for the words of Yaksha. Okay, so we are supposed to change the positive sentences to the negative form. So how do you change it to the negative form? We change by adding did not, isn't it? We change by adding did not and then changing the verb to present form. Okay, so you can see those examples where the past cared becomes care in the present form. Okay, so Arjuna did not care for the words of Yaksha. Similarly, you can see the other examples. Pandavas chased the deer. So Pandavas did not chase the deer. Again, chased in the past becomes chase in the present form of the verb. Okay, next. Write the sentences in question form. In question form, here we have used did and verb in the present form. Okay, take for example, here in the question form, did comes first and verb is used in the present form. Okay, look at the verb climbed in the present form. Similarly, you have the other examples. Yaksha posed many questions. Did Yaksha pose many questions? Pandavas spent 12 years in the forest. Did Pandavas spend 12 years in the forest? So verb spent in the past changes to spend in the present form. Okay, coming to the next. WH question words are many. Okay, WH question words are many. What are those? Who, what, whose, when, where, why, which, etc. All these are called as question words. Let us go through the examples. Whom do they want to meet? Who is your favorite actor? What is your name? Whose book is that? Where are you going? Okay, all these are called as the WH question word. Similarly, you have how. How is also a question word. Okay, next coming to the homework part. I hope you have understood the lesson as well as the grammar aspects. Now look at the textbook page number 8, 9 and 10. These are the questions. I expect all of you to answer these questions in your homework book. Okay. Now note all these Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these mains should be written in your classwork. Okay, so complete your classwork as well as your homework.